Happy New Year, CineNerds. Welcome to our top 5 of 2025.
I'm GP Cross.
And I'm Ryan Newhouse.
Did I sound like I was doing a question still?
Yeah, it's kind of got the I'm Ron Burgundy.
So, real quick before we dive into this, CineNerdsPodcast.com. We have our posters on there for sale. We also have a shop. We have all of our links there. All of our episodes are there. Links to our reels are there. It's all there. Our Spotify links, our Apple Podcast links, our YouTube links, CineNerdsPodcast.com.
Nice. And that's cool. Go visit that. But click like, follow, share, all that fun too, because that helps. That the sharing is caring, especially when we're coming to the end of a year, guys.
And what a year it's been. We are doing our top 5 of 2025, and I had a hard time with this to the degree that I had 3 separate lists, and Ryan said I could not do that.
Yeah, he had like a low, mid tier, and top tier budget laid out, and I'm like, let's simplify this. Let's go over under 50.
Yeah,
50
so
mil is the mark.
so technically we have 2 separate top 10s for each of us today. We'll get through them as quick as possible, and they are under 50 million budget and over 50 million budget films. So that's how we split it up. Not my original tier of 10 million and under and 100 million and under and 100 million and over, which he said I could not do. I'm disappointed. But it's a tough year. I mean, this there was so many good films I watched this year that it was tough for me to especially judge a film that I knew made the budget was $2 million going against a $200 million film. It was really hard for me to separate that.
It was just hard for me to choose because honestly, most of the ones I preferred and liked were all under the 50 mil mark. So I'm like, I just played Tetris as we were talking. Like, I just moved something and I was like, nope, I'm changing that just because it's been that kind of year. And mind you, this is just our top 5. So our favorite choices of the year. Not to say these are the top 5 because I've heard some people saying that their top 5 is it. No, just
No,
suggesting what we think's cool.
it's all opinionated on what's everybody's favorite films of the year. It's all opinionated, and both of my list and even all 3 of my previous list, there's films on here that I would say are on my list because I enjoyed them that much, not because they were probably the best production or the best film. So there you go. It's all
Shocker.
opinionated. It's all opinionated. I think that we're going to have a lot of the same though. I feel like I mean, maybe not in the same rotation of where they're at, but I feel like we're going to have quite a few of the same on our
Well,
list.
JP, you pointed out to me that you said my top choice for last year did not age well. So I did go back through that episode of our top most anticipated of 25, and I did look at our choices, and we'll be weighing some of that into some of our choices here today.
I've got that list too, and actually I've got it in my other list. So I'll have to flip back and forth because I actually put, for whatever reason, I added that into our 2026 list, not my 2025 list like I meant to. But I do have it, and yeah, your number one did not age well.
I give credit to my number one. It didn't make my top 5, but I do think it held up well. It is in my honorable mentions. But
So,
again, to each their own.
as a matter of fact, I'm just going to copy that and move it to my current list I'm in, and that way I have it readily available. I will say, um, because we were talking about this before we started filming, that there's still some movies I've not seen, and I know there's movies that Ryan hasn't seen this year that are not going to make our list because we did not get a chance to watch them. There's a lot of films that came out this year, and I want to add that the same thing happened last year. Like I know two films that more than likely, and one of them for sure would have made my top five had I seen it in 2024, and that was Azrael. We reviewed Azrael, and you guys heard my love for that film. It did not make my top list last year because I didn't see it until 2025. The same for the Kevin Smith's The 4:30 movie. That didn't make my any list for me last year because I didn't see it until 2025, and it may have made my top five last year. So I'm sure we'll run into that throughout this year. I'm sure there'll be movies we missed that we've seen.
Well, yeah. So, like the movies I can't include on this list right off the rip. I think I was just talking to JP about this before we started recording, but Sisu 2, because I enjoyed Sisu. JP said he did not. Remake of Running Man, and then the newer movie that just dropped on digital is One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio. That looks great.
Yeah, and for me, the two off the top of my head, I did not get to see Nobody 2, and I did not get to see Black Phone 2. And I did want to see both, and I have not got to see them yet, so they did not make my list.
I will tell you this: go in with really low expectations on Nobody 2, please. That's all I'm going to say.
I've actually heard that. So
Yeah, we'll share our opinions after we see it. After you see it.
all righty. Who wants to start this week? Well, one will start this week, and then the opposite will start next week. So
You know what? I'll start. Fuck it. Let's go.
okay.
All right. Just make things easier. So coming in at number 5, I'll start with the under 50 mil and then the over 50 mil choice. Number 5 for me was a very I talk about this movie a lot. I think it's very, very to summarize this, there isn't even a budget listed. It is considered a micro budget, and what this director did with this is amazing. The director was Danishka Esterhazy, and the movie is Match on Tubi. It's a Tubi exclusive. I talk about this movie a lot because I feel like it's like Imagine the Hills Have Eyes, but everyone's trapped in a house. That's the best way I can describe this movie. It's fun. It's high intensity, and there's in a few parts, and there's definitely some body horror that you can't unsee once you've seen. So I appreciated that one for the under 50 budget. The over 50 budget in number 5, which JP is probably going to cringe because he's probably going to put it higher than me, but Predator Badlands is my number 5.
We'll see.
So,
We'll see.
yep.
Is that all you're gonna say about Predator Badlands?
Predator Badlands was super fun. It was super good. I almost want to tie when I use that ranking in my rankings. I honestly want to tie Alien Earth, the TV series, to it as well, because I really feel that what they're trying to build into is the Dark Horse Comics version of Alien vs Predator. So I'm excited to see where the future of this goes. I like that Dan Trachtenberg has all the right mindset for this franchise, and he's giving it his all, and he's really not delivering a subpar product. So I'm a fan.
All right, so my number 5, under 50 million, and I've talked about this one a little bit. And by the end of the year, it squeaked in, just squeaked in my under 50 million. Ick.
I still haven't watched this.
Yeah, Brandon Rouse new film Ick. It was a very short, like a one weekend only in the theaters. Came to digital. I think technically it was a 2024 movie, but it didn't release here until 2025, summer of 25. And I think I've talked about it a little bit. It's very much like a kind of like a very cheesy version of The Faculty, and plays very comedic, a lot like if you've seen Brandon Routh's film Dylan Dog. It kind of a comedic piece like that, you know. And I loved it. I think it's a fucking fun movie. Now it's stupid as fuck. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's some amazing, fantastic film that just looks perfect and is a perfect film, because it's far from it. It's just a fucking ludicrous fucking movie, and that's the films I love. You guys know this, and Ick was fantastic to do that for me. My over 50 million. This one's tough. I actually have two locked in, dead even on this, and
Okay, Ryan.
I actually just going to pick the one that I felt the best about. but I feel the same about them because they have the same problems. But they're both beautiful films and both great films. So number 5 is going to be a two-parter, 28 years later, and Frankenstein.
Wow.
And for those reasons, I was a little let down with 28 years later. As much as I did really enjoy the film, and everybody knows I was very anticipated. I was anticipating this film massively, um, but it didn't
This
win
was your
me
number
over.
two.
It was my number 2. It didn't win me over to get into my top 2 as my favorite film of the year. And I talked a little, I think, in honorable mentions last year. I know I talked about The Bride, but The Bride's not coming out till 26 now. And I talked about Frankenstein. Frankenstein was fantastic. It's beautifully shot, but it's a drag for a while. But the payoff in the last half of that film is amazing. It's a beautifully shot film, and so they both locked in dead even with me.
All right, that's fair. All right. Number four, my under 50 budget. I chose a newer movie called Together. This is James Franco's brother, Dave Franco, in it. This movie was it's a body horror done right. It's this couple who's going through issues. They stumble into what's a cult cave, if you will, with this crazy goo in it. The goo infects them, and every time they touch, they start merging to become one person. And the way the events transpire in this movie are just it's smooth, it's done well. I enjoyed the ending. The ending was it's almost a unhappy happy ending. I know that sounds crazy to say it like that, but it it worked. It was just good start to finish, and it definitely is deserving to be on my list for the under 50 budget. And I do know that this one is a low budget too. So this one I think was 17 mil if I remember correctly. I can't see my I can't read my handwriting if I'm being fair. I should have typed it like JP on my phone. The over 50. This one is I tend to not lean towards Marvel anymore. I really try and get away from Marvel because they've just done nothing but let me down for years. Uh,
Tell me you're not going to put it in your top 5. Oh,
Thunderbolts deserves a
okay,
spot.
okay.
Yes, no, I wasn't going the other Marvel. We won't talk about the other one, but Thunderbolts. That was Thunderbolts to me is that was a 90 mil budget. The cast was perfect for this. It's essentially like the Misfits crew. None of these people are they're all the anti-heroes, right? They're all the heroes that don't get fame, they don't get spotlight, they don't get anything, and they come together to form an unlikely team that just kicks ass in all the right ways, while at the same time their underlying issues of depression, personal battles, loss, all these things are being fought. This was like the first Marvel film in a long time that actually made me feel good about the MCU as a whole. Um, I like how it builds into what we're looking forward to in the future here with Doomsday too. Doomsday in 26 should be great, although I've got to wait a whole year at this point, but I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, there you go.
And they just released that Doomsday teaser.
A teaser, yeah. But
Yeah,
that was like it was all focused. I love to hear the internet lose their shit because they're just people don't know the comics and what Doomsday and Secret Wars all were. Rather you watched or read the first wave of Secret Wars in the original, or you read the updated version. All it is multiverses coming together for a giant battle. So when people saw Chris Evans or there's people online going, "That's not right. It's not fair to Anthony Mackie." Blah blah blah, and I'm like, guys, settle down. Anthony Mackie's going to be there too. It'll be all right.
yeah,
like,
yeah. There'll be 2 of them,
yeah.
and Chris Evans isn't coming back for long term.
No, it's the same thing too with Robert Downey. Like him coming back as Doom. He's the White Doom too. It's just a different parallel universe. It's another multiverse version of Tony Stark that we know. So people calm down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right. My number 4, under 50 million budget. Number 4, we just reviewed this one. I love this film, Alma and the Wolf. So it landed in at my number 4. I mean, we just reviewed it. It stars Ethan Embry. Uh, not so much about what I originally thought I was watching was a werewolf film. It ended up not really being a werewolf film, but man, the visuals on that film and just I really like that film a lot. So Alma and the Wolf came in at my number 4. Over 50 million. And I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. I know you motherfuckers are going to be mad as fuck at me for even having this in my top 5 list. I fucking enjoyed the fuck out of this film, and I love Peter Dinklage in this
Oh
film.
no.
Toxic Avenger made my number 4 and over 50 million. Now, I think the cast is great. I mean, I love Peter Dinklage. I love Kevin Bacon, and Frodo himself is in it, and he was fantastic. The film's bonkers. I get it. It's not as iconic as the original. I love the original as well. So I get the gripes. I get it, but I still love the fuck out of it. So that's
I
my
mean,
number 4.
it's all subjective, right? So like, and I absolutely knew with everything in my soul that you were going to have this in your list. And I I was like, he won't do it. No, he will. He will. He absolutely will. I went back and forth, and all I can say is that I anticipated that, but again, you that's what you just said is what matters. You
Yeah,
enjoyed the hell out of it. You thought it was fun. You enjoyed it for what it was. You enjoyed the cast. I think that's what matters, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, we're already at me with three.
It's you for
I
3.
I was talking and I'm like, oh wait, fuck, it's me. All right, so the under 50 mil one on this one is a movie that I just talked about on a previous episode, and it's just it was one of my recommendations. This movie sits with me because it gives me hope for sci-fi movies. So it's called Osiris. It starred Linda Hamilton, and it's a sci-fi take at an invasion aspect on Earth, but for the low budget aspect of what they had to work with and what they made work with CGI versus practical effects, this movie has all the bells and whistles. You've got an elite special forces team fighting through levels on a ship essentially to survive these aliens who are taking them essentially for livestock, their food. And the end kind of threw me for a loop, so I was even more pleased with this film. So number 3 for me is definitely Osiris. That is streaming. I believe it's on Hulu. So definitely go check that out. And then my number 3 for my over 50. Now this one, I think I'm going to go back and look at my list here. I did not have this on my top 5 most anticipated because I had a lot of back and forth with this. JP had it as his number 1 most anticipated. And I'll tell you what, this movie, talked about this before in anticipation, it was because there's so much to throw into the Superman universe to give us this picture to build this thing. And yes, there it's Superman. But before when I was telling him was that I was scared because it just can be ruined. You know, I've seen DC try so many times to try and hurry the process when it comes to a movie and put out a poor result. And especially, oh my god, I watched Aquaman 2. I'm doing a reel on that one, but what a shit show.
Yeah,
Oh, just garbage.
yeah. It's
But
awful.
awful, awful. But anyways, Superman did not disappoint. So James Gunn, he did this justice, in my opinion. I almost feel like he tackled at the heartstrings too of all of the world right now because of what the world's situation is. It had a lot of underlying topics that held and catered to what we're going through now as a world, as a society, and it also delivered a great story. Superman was already there too. I love it. They didn't have to go back and give this whole backstory. We get it. He crashed here. He's an alien. He grew up in Smallville. We know all that. Everybody knows all that at this point. They jumped right into it the way they needed to, and it couldn't have been better. I was very pleased with it. So number 3 is Superman.
I think I even told you last year when I said Superman and you went into this whole rant about how you wasn't excited for it because you were scared of it. But
Yes.
basically what you just said. And I said, see where it lands this year because I have faith in James Gunn.
Well, I have faith in James Gunn. I don't have faith in his bosses. I know they put everything in his control, but they still have the final say. So I was nervous to say the least. And don't look at me like that couldn't have been an option. It could have gone the complete opposite way and been horrible. So
So my number three, under 50 million. I'm a little surprised I enjoyed this film this much. Well, not really, but kind of. But I was surprised that it made a top five, and then especially into number three for me. Nick Cage, Nick Cage film, The Carpenter's Son. I
Really?
fucking love The Carpenter's Son. I
So
absolutely.
go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So I did watch this past week, and I completely enjoyed it. Totally agree. It's on my honorable mentions, but I did not think that you would have liked it honestly because there was so much slow aspects to it, and there's not a lot of climatic moments. There's more so just unfolding story with little pieces of like the demon aspect, and so
So, and I don't say this much, and I'm sure it probably catches some people by surprise, but I am very religious and I am Christian. And I don't say that and I don't push values, I don't push things out there. But that being said, it might paint a picture to why I enjoyed this film. This film was promoted as a Jesus horror film with starring Nick Cage as Joseph. And that's essentially, it's not really what it was. And I loved it because after I watched it, I was like, well, that wasn't a horror film. That was Jesus going through his trials and tribulations. And I I fucking loved it. I loved him being tempted. I loved him seeing that unfold, and that's why I think I kind of grabbed onto that film really hard. I really, 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 really enjoyed The Carpenter's Son. So yeah, it's my number three.
you know I almost so I love religious horror. That's we did a whole
Mm-hmm.
top five on that as well, and I would easily put this in a top five religious horror without a doubt, maybe even top two. This one for me though, I definitely saw a more of a horror element than you did, but and I cling on to the religious aspects too. I was baptized, but I'm not practicing. Not my cup of tea these days. But that said, I do feel like there was like a moment in this movie where we could have seen a Brightburn scenario. Like you could
You
have seen,
could have. It
yeah,
could have went. It could have went left field, and they
like
didn't.
the way that the Satan was tempting Jesus is it was intense. Like I thought he was going to flip. So those moments really were definitive for sure.
Yeah. So
What's your over 50?
my over 50. Okay, this is where it's going to get a little interesting.
Yeah.
What's going to land where? And I think some of you guys know what my top three and my over 50 is going to be. So here it is. Number three, Sinners. Michael B. Jordan's Sinners. Because it is a fantastic vampire film. I gave a lot of shit over the fact of people saying it was such an original vampire film. I still argue that it's not that original, but it is fucking good. Can't deny it. Number three of best films of the year for me, over 50 million. And I love the music. I love I love Michael B. Jordan. I mean, I've talked about this in the past. I think Michael B. Jordan is one of the best current younger generation of black actors out there right now. I love almost everything I have seen him in. I have not seen anything that I have disliked him in, and him playing two characters completely different in this film worked. I just generally really like the film Sinners, and it's just a solid film, start to finish.
I'm gonna carry that over after I read my next spot, and we'll talk more. All right. Oh, geez, we're rolling along here nicely. All right, number two, under 50. This one shocked me, but at the same time, this one creeps me out a lot. We're talking like Skynet creeps me out. Um, it's called Companion, and Companion is essentially it's based on an AI companion robot that doesn't know that it's a robot, and when push comes to shove, essentially, and she's being treated poorly, she responds and she starts developing her own parameters of what is appropriate responses and what's not. And then she gets a hold of her own control systems, and everything goes haywire from there. This movie definitely, I was expecting. I went in this really low with low expectations, and I was expecting it not to be so great, and I just came out incredibly pleased with this one. And I was even more pleased because I found out later that it was roughly a $10 million budget. It wasn't anything crazy. So the fact they made as much happen as they could with that little of a budget, it was good.
And I enjoyed that movie. Actually, me and Rick went to the theater and watched that movie together. I think it was a mystery movie we watched, and I enjoyed it. I did not have it on any list, but I did enjoy the film.
Yeah, for under 50, I definitely think it deserves a spot, at least for me. Um, Now my over 50 is a little bit of a complicated one because the budget isn't specific, and the budget said between 45 and 55 million. So I didn't know where to land with this one. So if that one would stay in the over 50, if this one would stay in the over 50 based on those parameters, this one's a newer movie that just blew me away. It's called Sorry, Begonian? Bugonian?
You're talking about
Bego-
the
Begonian?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
it's a
haven't
weird
seen it.
name. But it's essentially it is a conspiracy theory nuts wet dream. It is pretty amazing. God, how do I even start? There's two kind of introverts, recluses who feel that a company that they work for has killed their family off slowly, essentially. And the one of the recluse, the introvert, is special needs, and the other's kind of manipulating him, and that's played by Jesse Plemons. And it's just so interesting how the extent they go. They kidnap this woman who's the head of a corporation because they feel that she's the cause for all this, and the events that unfold from there, they're convinced that she's an alien sent to destroy this planet. And while they have her kidnapped, events start unfolding that lead you down a much darker path, and you aren't expecting it. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was so fun, and especially there's they even show images. It gives you kind of don't look up vibes, and they show images at times of flat Earth with a little atmosphere, which plays into the end, and it's so good. So yeah, Begonian or Begonian, I don't know how you say it, but it was amazing.
I've been seeing a lot of people talk about that film, and I've not actually seen that one yet. So
Now, if that budget window, because it was so vague and it falls technically right slap in the middle,
this is how
if
you got your two-parter in here.
well, kind of, because this one sat with me. This was a hard one. Then I would bump that to a tie for number two in the under 50, and number two then would be Sinners. I do put this movie above Sinners for me because, to your point, I did Sinners was an honorable mention outside of that, but I do love every aspect of Sinners. I do love the vampire aspect. I do love the music and the incorporated historical approach, and the respects that are paid in it. But at the same time, I do find so much of it unoriginal, and they keep saying how original it is, and that does bother me. That does sit with me rough because
It does.
it's all been done. So, but it was just done in that context, and so I think it got a lot more liked than it needed to.
Yeah. All right. So we're at my number twos. So my under 50 million. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one too, I'm
Oh
sure.
boy.
But goddamn, I have watched this. I bet I have watched this fucking movie 10 times this year, at least. And I think it is fucking hilarious. I laugh every time I watched it. Happy Gilmore 2. Yes, I put it all the way
Wait,
at
wait,
number 2.
wait. That was under 50?
Yes. The budget for Happy Gilmore 2 was, I got it wrote down here, 30 million.
Well, I had that on my honorable mention for over 50, but holy shit, I didn't
Yeah,
know that was only 30 million. The
30
guest
million.
stars in that alone, Jesus.
I know.
No,
Like,
you know what? Anyone that doesn't enjoy that movie, it might not be for everyone, but like to me, like that was just pure effing fun. My To be able to sit down and watch a movie with my 13-year-old and him just laugh every 2 seconds, and I'm sitting there laughing with him, and we're just having a good time. That's what a movie is about to me. So I enjoyed the hell out of it.
yeah. It's my favorite comedy of the year. and it's Happy Gilmore 2. Like I said, I have watched that film at least 10 times this year, and I fucking love it. And yes, I said it's the best comedy of the year. It is way better than the Naked Gun reboot. I enjoyed the Naked Gun reboot, but it did not make a top 5 list anywhere. Happy Gilmore did, so there's that. My over 50 million. What's my over 50 million number 2 going to be? It was my number 1, most anticipated. It's my number 2 of the year, Superman, because I knew it was going to be amazing. I had
Oh
faith that it was going to
no!
be amazing. I had faith it was going to be amazing. So Superman 2 is my number 2 favorite film of the year.
Wait, Superman 2.
I mean, Superman is my number 2 favorite film of the year. um, James Gunn knocked it out of the park. I mean, I love Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern. I loved Mr. Terrific. Superman wasn't bad either, you know. uh, but I love the film. It's a fucking fun film. It's it's a great start to the James Gunn universe, and I'm excited. I'm super excited for what is coming within his universe. That's where I landed with it, and I knew that's where I'd land with it.
I still have to watch. What's the cartoon that starts it off?
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos, and then I've got to watch season 2 of Peacekeeper.
Uh, Peacemaker. I will
Or Peace.
say that. Yeah, I will say this. The season's good. The finale is a letdown, but it's. I feel like the finale is world building for us. So
Gotcha. Are we at number ones?
see, we could have did my 3 tier list.
Well, we still have honorable mentions, man, and we're at 30. We're 30 minutes in.
I know. We're
So
good.
we ramble. Everyone listening knows we ramble. It's what we do. All right, I'll dig into this deeper though. My number one under 50 should come as no surprise, honestly, because I raved about this. We reviewed that. We did a full episode on this movie probably about a month back. I cannot get enough of this movie. I'll watch this movie over and over. It's kind of a go to horror of 2025 for me. Bring Her Back. I love this movie. This movie was everything that I wanted in a movie, especially a horror movie. It's got the lore, it's got the culty aspect, it's got body horror, it's got story, substance. I loved it. It was so good. Definitely warmed my heart. And I recently, when I was doing this whole thing, I didn't look at I don't think I remembered when we did the episode. This was a low budget movie. This is only $1 million they did this movie for, and it crushed.
Yeah.
So this movie is huge for me. I love it. Now, over 50, my number one. Now, I'm either going to take a lot of flack from this or I'm just going to take a lot of flack from JP. But
If
it
you
was oddly.
if you say what your number 1 most anticipated last year is your number 1 today, I'm gonna be mad as fuck.
Oh no, but I mean that. So so everyone knows my number one most anticipated of 25 was Conjuring Last Rites because my wife and I love the Conjuring franchise and I had high hopes for it. I still don't think it was bad. I do think it was definitely slower and not as engaging as I'd hoped. I hoped for a lot more jump scares, a lot more fun out of that movie, and it did not deliver. So I will give you that. I will agree with you there. All right. That said, my number one for 2025 is Netflix's and Del Toro's Frankenstein. I think this movie was beautiful on multiple fronts. I like the story. I like the way it's told. The story developed nicely. And yes, it dragged a little in the first half, but all of that made up for it, especially with the imagery, the scenery. The actors playing the roles were just amazing. Uh, Del Toro just does something different with the way he makes movies. I think it's why I'm so in love with the first 2 Hellboys we got. I think it's why I'm in love with so many of his movies. And even his series on Netflix. He's got his own series that was kind of like different little creepy stories. It's just something about the way he delivers and the way he sees things that are beautiful. And he delivered it here for sure with Frankenstein. And this piece also, I'll piggyback this too. This movie helped me kind of geek out a little harder for the new monster verse that we're about to get. as a whole, because this movie definitely um, made me have the right vibes again for Frankenstein.
Yeah, and it made my top 5. I mean, I I enjoyed it. I did. I obviously I didn't enjoy it as much as you. It it was slow. It was too long. That was my gripe with it. It just felt too long, but it was beautiful and it was good. I can't say it's not.
Fair is
All right.
fair.
My number ones. Number 1, under 50 million. So if you're wondering what this is, we reviewed it this year. And I gave it a high rating and Ryan did not. We were complete opposites on this film. So my number 1 is Osgood Perkins, The Monkey.
Yeah. It, so yes, I rated it low, but I will say it's got an honorable mention place.
So I love The Monkey. I love the gore in it. I don't know. It's just when it goes off when that movie goes off the rails, it goes off the rails. And the ending, I love that ending. I love I love death coming down the street on the pale horse. Like I love the ending. Like I don't know. I said it in our review of how much I really loved that film, and and it as I was doing my list, it showed. I was like, this is my number one. This is definitely my number one under 50 million. And so, you know, there it is. Now, my over 50 million. What beat out Superman for me?
Oh, I know. I already know this one.
What was so good? It beat Superman, my most anticipated film of the year. And I love Superman. I mean, we reviewed it. I
When you said, hold on, when you said Superman was your number two, I was like, okay, I know number one.
And I'm sure a lot of you are going to be upset that this is my number 1 because there's been a lot of people griping that it's PG-13. Why'd they make it PG-13? You know what? I love Prey. I love what he did with Prey, and I'm going to continue to love what he's doing and building this Predator universe. So yes, Predator Badlands is my number 1. Uh, the film is great, and just like in Sinners, you have what's her name, uh, Flanning, the main girl.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She plays dual roles in it too, and she does great, so good. Like playing the kooky one that's with the predator, and then the kind of evil one, you know,
Yeah.
cyborg, and the predator Deck. His name is Deck, and I loved having a story with from the predator's perspective. This time this is a new twist. This is a whole new take. We're not having to sit
Oh,
back and
Ellie Fanning. Yeah, yeah.
Ellie Flanning. I kept wanting to say Dakota, and I'm like, it's not
Well,
Dakota.
she's a sibling of Dakota though. It's
Yes,
Fanning.
yes, yes, yeah. Um, but it's an all new twist on the Predator series with making the Predator the antagonist. I mean, the protagonist and not the antagonist. And I love it. I love this turn. I think it was something we needed something new. We needed something fresh with the Predator series because you can't keep remaking the original film. And even Prey, as much as I love Prey, we talked about it before on the show. We've reviewed it. As much as I love Prey, but it's still a rehash of what Arnold did with the original. But this is new, and I'm here for it. I love it. I love this universe that's getting built, and I'm ready to see where it goes. So Predator Badlands is my number 1 over 50 million dollar budget film of the year.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it was my number five, and it was definitely an amazing film. Like I said, I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm excited to see where they take the franchise. Dan Trachtenberg needs to stay in there, rooted, in my opinion, to keep the story seamless. But
So it's funny that my number 5 was your number 1 and your number 5 was my number 1.
yep, That is funny. I just yeah. So what I noticed is on our list, two of yours made it, and on mine, let's see, only one made it.
Yep.
So yeah, it's interesting to see how that pans out. So we'll have to do this when we get to the end of the 26 year as well.
Yeah. And had we had the three list, a couple of mine, I think one more of mine would have showed up. No, three of mine showed up on my list because
Uh,
I had 28 years later. I had Superman and I had Predator Badlands.
oh, I didn't. Which one was 28 years later for you? Oh, that's right. As four, wasn't it?
Five. Because I did
Five.
Frankenstein 28 years later
Oh, okay, that's right.
together. Um, but
That's what threw me off.
yeah, had we did the three tier list like I would have. It would have barely made it, but the Running Man would have barely squeaked in. I think maybe I don't know. I might have changed at the tail end because I did watch some other movies uh, after I made that three tier list, and I actually enjoyed the Long Walk a lot more than the Running Man. So I think the Long Walk may have actually took the Running Man's place on that three tier list for me.
I
So
didn't watch The Long Walk yet. I need to watch that and Running Man. So
so any honorable mentions while we're here? I mean, I've already talked about just
I
mentioned
mean,
the Long Walk and the Running Man.
so honorable mentions, I definitely will have. So because I didn't know about that budget piece on my number two with Begonian, um, I definitely would have had Sinners in there for honorable mention. Ballerina was another one. These are the over 50. Um, I don't know what else I would have put. The trying to think what else I would have. Oh no, that wouldn't have worked. I would probably go back into my under 50 more than anything with the rest of my honorable mention, and I would have the monkey in there. I had Ash, which is the Aaron Paul movie, the sci-fi movie I talked about. Clown in a Cornfield really blew me away and surprised me. I was really happy about that
Yeah,
one.
that one was better than I thought it was going to be, but I don't know if it made a list for me.
It made a list for me because it was I was expecting one creepy clown to be doing hack slash shit, and it wasn't that, and so I was happy about that. Please Don't Feed the Children, which is a Tubi original. I really enjoyed that. And Strange Darling and Until Dawn. Those all were in there.
Yeah, I had Until Dawn in my honorable mentions, and I had Ballerina in my honorable mentions. I had Good Boy in my honorable mentions. Because Good Boy was a good one. You know,
Oh, I
I mean,
forgot. Yeah, I would have added that. Good Boy is that one was another one that I didn't know what to expect going into, and I appreciated the hell out of it.
another one that was a good honorable mention was Hard Eyes. I really liked Hard Eyes.
So I haven't seen Hard Eyes. I still haven't seen Megan 2.0. And there's another one. There was a horror film that I wanted to see called Presence. But so I haven't seen any of those, and I want to see those too.
And I got Coyotes on my honorable mentions too because
Man, I did,
it's a fun film.
dude.
I enjoyed that one.
I watched so many fucking movies this year, and I still feel like I'm behind because Coyotes. I have it, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. And I kind of powered through a handful, you know, leading into this episode. And I know they would have not have made my top list. Like I did watch The Long Walk, and I did watch Good Fortune, and I was pretty let down with Good Fortune. Wasn't
Why?
wasn't blown away. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away
Okay.
by it. I was saying I hated it, but it just wasn't Happy Gilmore too funny, you know.
No. So to me, it was just a feel good like that. On if I'm being real, like it not being a Christmas movie, but watching it this time of year during Christmas time, it gave such a good feeling and like inside, it made you kind of have a little bit of hope, a little bit of, like people can see each other for who they are. Like I dug it, and I thought Keanu Reeves did a great job. He and I'm not normally a big Aziz fan, and he crushed it too. I thought in this, so it was great chemistry between Seth Rogen, Aziz, and Keanu. So I enjoyed it.
On my three tier top list, though, Ballerina did make into my top five list on it, but so I really did love Ballerina a lot. I'm kind of sad I didn't add it into my list, but it just fell out.
Yeah, no, I just like the extension of the John Wick universe. I mean, and they had to pull John Wick into it to kind of give it that little bump, but I thought it was done well, and I hope to see her character come back into the John Wick verse in some capacity.
All righty. Well, I mean, that's our top fives. I mean, it's been a hell of a year.
Yeah, it has, and I feel like 26 is not going to be any different. We're going to have a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great movies coming out, and we'll touch base on that in our next episode of the most anticipated of 26.
All right. Once again, share, 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 share. If you see us make a post, share it. You know, if you see us share, post a flyer, share it. A reel, share it. This video, hey, share it. Uh, Go back and leave a regular comment if you're in our live chats, or if you're on the podcast website, leave us a review. Always go to CineNerdsPodcast.com, and there's all kinds of cool stuff on there. What's on there, Ryan?
Well, I'm not wearing my hoodie and I don't have my coffee mug next to me, but I've normally got those with me, and I love my coffee mug and my hoodie. They got T-shirts on there. We got our posters are actually on our website too, and they got keychains, koozies on seemingly perfect designs. It's all there. And while you're there, if you click over next, there's also now a Brothers at Arms shop because Brothers at Arms merch is on there as well. So I'll throw that little plug in there.
And on our website, I have my poster too, like the AKC poster. I'm gonna throw my little plug in there too, so you can get that in there too, on top of the CineNerd sign poster. So,
Hell yeah.
all right, next week, our top 2026 most anticipated films. So, see you next week.
Later, guys. Happy New
Peace.
Year.